morning and good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is a Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We've got all that wacky and weird news you need to hear about because I need to share this with somebody. Can you believe this stuff is happening in real? Like, this is real. We're not in a simulation. Maybe
That's right.
Maybe these are proof that we're in simulation.
That's right, man, because I see these weird stuff during the week, and I'm like, I gotta tell the world about this, because nobody's seeing this weird story as much as they should.
They're all talking about the same bullshit every day, and not this weird stuff. That's right.
We talk about things 5 months before they happen. We are ahead of the news, so. And we're not clickbait, by the way. We could clickbait you and put some AI crap up there, and YouTube would think it was just peachy, but we don't do that. Yeah.
That's right. We're real people. We're a real father and daughter. We're not lying about that either. I know there's people out there like, they are lying about being related to each other. No, we're really related to each other. We're sharing the current news that's happening today. So if you support
we're really on two different continents.
If you support the truth, that's what some right-wing page would say.
Right.
Please subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live and post a video. Let's get into those.
We are the cure. Oh yeah, I got a new saying. We are the cure for the common clickbait. Yeah, I gotta write that down.
All right, put that on your list of things to talk about. This is Before Coffee, the one and only international game show, the first in where we look up our stories right before we started. We've just got caffeine in our bodies and speak live on stream. So let's roll that segue wheel. But first, let's get into today's headlines. Longest intro ever.
Yeah, well.
Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday. Major Asian city finally bans dog and cat meat in victory for animal rights activists. I don't know why they didn't just say Jakarta. I guess people know where that is. And everyone was startled. A Thai woman due for cremation is found alive in her coffin.
Wow. And greetings on Weird Wednesday from the U.S., where we have scientists. We're going to talk about that massive bloom in the middle of the ocean called the sargassum. And they think they've discovered what's fueling it.
The secret sargassum. In more weird news, ICE detains relative of White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, and he collects his dead mother's pension for 3 years, dresses up as her, and goes to the registry office. In Italy, he's been caught.
That's right. And in Mongolia has decided they're going to move their capital. Actually, they're going to build an entirely new capital on the site of an old capital.
TikTok scrolling can cause brain rot. Like, I'm not saying that. The American Psychological Association has discovered that's really happening in a new study.
That's right, and it's National Cake Day. And on this show, you can have your cake and eat it too, because it's November 26, 2025 on Before Coffee.
You ate your cake and had it too?
No, some guy alone in a room. No, some guy just sitting in a room going, "Where's my cake? You ate it. What? You mean I can't have my cake and eat it too?" That's that metaphor.
Oh, I see. Okay, I understand.
That's how it came about. I want to have all the goodies, consume all the goodies, and still have a bunch of goodies.
Well, I think some people still don't even understand that metaphor, which is if you eat the cake, you no longer have it, right? It's gone now. So you can't, it's in your stomach, it's been digested. That's what it means.
Right.
But some people don't get
the
that. The
rich people.
Yeah.
Only rich people get that. They get to have employees who aren't real, so they don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
So they've already eaten the cake, but they still have the cake because they haven't paid any employees. They got a one-time sunk cost, and they just pay some guy to keep the database going, or the data center going. Data. We're all a bunch of bots. All right, let's go.
Okay, let's roll our segue wheel for our first stories. Segue wheel, go!
Read this.
I'm having
Segue
crazy
wheel.
frame drops. The wheel is too strong.
It's almost the end of November already. Do you even believe that?
Let's associate that with a story. My first story is coming out of Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia, for anybody who doesn't know the geography. This is from Namita Singh on The Independent. Jakarta has outlawed the sale and consumption of dog, cat, and bat meat. I didn't even know you could farm bats. I wonder what a bat farm looks like. Introducing one of Indonesia's most sweeping measures yet to curb rabies and regulate its controversial meat trade.
What?
Governor Pramono Anung signed the prohibition into force on the 24th of November, which I believe that was Monday. Yes, that was Monday. With Jakarta officials later confirming that the ban is now active. New regulation bars the sale of any rabies-transmitting animals for food, a category that includes dogs, cats, monkeys, bats, civets, and similar species, and extends to all live animals, carcasses, raw or processed products. So, if it has rabies meat in it, or it could be rabies meat, throw it away. Mr. Anung said the measure fulfilled a commitment he had made to animal welfare activists who petitioned him in October. When receiving the animal lovers, I promised them to establish a government regulation, he told Antara News, adding that the advocacy prompted him to move quickly. The ban introduced a graduated enforcement system according to Jakarta Globe. First-time offenders will receive a written warning, and any animals or meat found with them will be seized for observation, particularly where signs of rabies are present. A second breach triggers full confiscation of stock. Continued violations can lead to business closure, and further non-compliance may result in the permanent revocation of business licenses. A 6-month grace period will apply before active enforcement begins. Yeah, that's a lot of animals and meat you have to. Sadly, right? They're probably gonna just like throw the dogs and the cats in the street somewhere. Hopefully, they have some sort of regulatory body that will be accepting these dogs and cats and bats. I don't know how you have a bat farm, but I think you can just let the bats go. But the dogs and cats, they will be swarming the streets, right? If everyone just lets them out. I can't sell you for meat anymore. Be free in the streets somewhere. I don't know. Yes, there will be a 6-month grace period, according to the AFP. Though the regulation itself is already in effect, officials say the transition window is intended to allow businesses to adjust for authorities to prepare monitoring mechanisms. Indonesia remains one of the few countries where dog or cat meat is sold for consumption, although public opposition has grown and several municipalities have introduced local bans in recent years. Dogs are considered unclean under mainstream Islamic teaching. Indonesia is the largest Muslim country, mostly because they have the largest amount of people in the world, other than India and China. They're the third most populated country, so yeah, they're going to have a huge majority as a Muslim country to have a lot of them. They're rarely kept as household pets, but dog meat exists as a delicacy in certain regional communities and as a low-cost protein source in parts of Asia. Yeah, Indonesia is a huge archipelago, which means there's a bunch of small islands and sometimes big islands. The bigger islands have more flow over what's going on in Indonesia, but there's plenty of smaller ones which probably do eat dog or cat meat still. Animal rights groups hailed Jakarta's moves as a major breakthrough. Dog Meat-Free Indonesia told AFP that the new policy aligns with the mandate of the Constitution to protect all Indonesian people to become a just and civilized nation. I think the real problem here, and I know I'll get some hate from somebody here, I don't really care if you eat dogs or cats, but the issue here is that they were spreading rabies, right? They were selling sick meat to people and they were getting rabies. That's the main thing for me here. It's just like, oh, that dog is foaming at the mouth. His eyes are going to the back of his head. Oh, better put him on the chopping block and sell him for some cash? No! That's rabies, dog. Use your minds, people. Oh my god. Rabies remains a significant public health concern in Indonesia, where dozens die each year from the disease. Yeah, rabies is one of the worst ways to die because it gives you water sickness, water allergy. If you try to consume water, you will actually convulse and have a seizure. It's really messed up. You do not want rabies, ever. The World Health Organization attributes several dozen annual deaths to rabies across the archipelago, while the Health Ministry reported 25 fatalities between January and March. 3 months and 25 people died from rabies. Goodness. Multiply that by, I guess, 3, and that's a lot of dead people from meat, eating dog meat and cat meat and bats. The Jakarta administration says the new regulation is designed to strengthen public health safeguards and reduce opportunities for the virus to spread via animal handling and slaughter. I hope this helps protect the health of Jakarta's residents, the governor said in a statement posted to his official Instagram. I love people using Instagram instead of Twitter. Thank you. I applaud that, even though Meta's not any better, but at least it's not Twitter. There's my first story. Does that associate you? I'm muted, by the way, but does that remind you?
Yeah, I was muted. Right. Yes, it does. It was as soon as you started talking about him eating cats and bats, I was like, oh yeah. You know what Robin had to say about this? Robin, he said, "Holy guano, Batman! Is this the work of the Penguin?" And Batman said, "Well, I don't know, old chum, but they are eating cats, so it's definitely not the cat woman." There's my association.
Snare hit.
I just wanted to say, Batman. Hey, all right, there you go.
Okay, our next story is going to be about I saw this news on Monday, and it's just a wild story. So imagine your family thinks you're dead, put you in a coffin, you go through, all the things to be delivered to the whatever the place. I can't think of what the place is called where you send your dead people. They process them for a funeral home.
Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah, Grateful Dead. You get sent to a funeral home and you're still alive. Yeah. You're just napping for 8 hours, okay? This woman
I don't think they do that.
woke up inside her own
They
coffin,
keep them in their home.
Alive in Thailand. This is from Al Jazeera. A woman in Thailand has shocked staff at a Buddhist temple. She started moving in her coffin after being brought in for cremation. Reports say the doctors diagnosed the woman with critically low blood sugar, likely leading to a weakened condition. That's true. If you get low blood sugar, you're almost like a corpse. Not a corpse, almost. Wat Rong Prokong Tham, a temple in the province of Non Thaburi on the outskirts of the capital of Bangkok, posted a video on its Facebook page showing a woman lying in a white coffin, back of a pickup truck, slightly moving her arms and head, leaving the temple staff bewildered. Sorry guys, no zombie apocalypse yet. Perat Sutop, the temple's general and financial affairs manager, told the Associated Press News ABC on Monday, the 24th of November, that the 65-year-old woman, she's not even that old. She's like 3 years older than you. Imagine if I just put you in a coffin. Oh, dad's we're just resting.
Yeah, just slow down her metabolism.
They must either she was not a very loved mom, or these people are shitheads. I don't know, because how do you not make sure 100% make sure that your mom's not dead? She's finally kicked the bucket, 65 years, put her in the coffin.
They need an excuse for a good wake. That's what they needed.
We need to have a funeral party, so we need somebody to die. The 65-year-old woman's brother, even worse, betrayed your brother. Drove her from the province of Phitsanulok to be cremated. He said that he heard a faint knocking coming from the coffin. Just ignored it. Maybe her head's bobbing against the coffin. That's what that is. I was a bit surprised. I asked them to open the coffin and everyone was startled, he said. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time. According to Pariat, the brother said his sister had been bedridden for about 2 years. When her health deteriorated and she became unresponsive, appearing to stop breathing 2 days ago, he just, She's been in bed for 2 years straight. I've decided she's died now. 65 and she's dying? Right. Man, what poor living conditions.
Yeah.
People are living to be 80 and 90 now. This woman's dying at 65? Well, I guess she does have diabetes. Diabetes does shorten your life by quite a bit. The brother then placed her in a coffin and made the 500-kilometer journey, or 300-mile journey, to a hospital in Bangkok, to which the woman had previously expressed a wish to donate her organs. The hospital refused to accept the brother's offer as he didn't have an official death certificate. That's what I'm saying, right? This guy doesn't even go to check, like, anywhere. He just says, hey, I have a dead body in my trunk. Would you like to take her organs? And they're like,
right.
Excuse me? I feel like they should have checked if she was dead.
That's why I don't check that box on my driver's license, by the way, because I feel the ambulance workers and the people in the hospital are looking for parts, right?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, you got a guy that needs a
common conspiracy.
Hey, there's people that actually harvest them, so...
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I mean, it's not these guys. These guys weren't not only not interested in harvesting organs, but they didn't even check to see if she was alive or dead. I feel like they should have at least checked that. I'm sorry, you have a dead body?
Yeah. You're already putting your hands in the
local temple offers a free
trainer.
Cremation service, which is why the brother approached them on Sunday, the 23rd of November, but it was also refused due to a missing document. And nobody... where does he get this document? Did he not think to ask, how do I assess her if she's dead or alive? Oh, you have to take her to a blah, blah, blah. I mean, he took her to a hospital. I feel like going to the hospital should have gotten that cleared up, but the hospital was not interested in checking. The temple manager said that he was explaining to the brother how he could get a death certificate, but they knocking. They then assessed her and sent her to a nearby hospital, which, as we covered at the beginning, she just had very low blood sugar, and I think they've given her, some orange juice and probably gotten her back up to being alive again. The abbot said the temple would cover her medical expenses according to Harriot. So that's nice of them. That's nice of the Buddhist temples following that. She had hypoglycemia and she did not experience any cardiac or respiratory failures. So her brain is fine, her lungs are fine, her heart's fine. She was just in a coma, a low blood sugar coma. So, yay! Not dead at 65. It's a good story, but a weird story.
I was hoping she was just a Buddhist. This is my association, right? Because Buddhists, monks, can actually slow their metabolism through meditation and appear to not have a heartbeat eventually, like frogs or other reptiles that go into
maybe she was reaching nirvana, but she got scared and she turned back. That's why she was knocking the coffin. She was like, actually, I don't want to go to nirvana yet.
Yeah, she was on that plane, and then when you're on a plane, seriously, you want to stay there. You don't want ups and downs. Ups and downs are emotionally draining. But if you're on that plane and you're talking to like the entire like existence of beings, right? Yeah. That's on that plane. Who wants to come back from that? It's nirvana, like you say. Yeah. All right, there you go.
But I guess something woke her up, or I don't know. I guess maybe there'll be an interview in the future. It'll be like, somebody will be like, so, what did you think about being dead in the coffin for like 2 days? Unresponsive for 2 days. Like, anyways.
I have a marketing idea. Now I have a marketing idea. We should sell these signs. Don't steal this from me now, anybody out there listening. We should sell these signs for Buddhists who are doing this meditation, right? Because somebody might come along and think they're dead. You need to put a sign up in about 8 languages that said, "Gone seeking nirvana," right? And put it right in front of yourself, right? So nobody can confuse you for being dead. There you go. We can get rich off the Buddhists if they ever get the internet.
Yeah, because everyone knows Buddhists are really, really rich people.
Well, it's called mass marketing, right? You get all of them. That way, your profit.
Well, I'm sure you can sell it as some new age medicine to a bunch of white people because they love that stuff, don't they? Oh my God! Have you heard of this ancient practice?
If I make a sign for 9 cents, if I make a sign for 9 cents and sell it for $1 plus shipping, I've made right? Ridiculous profit on each. But it's volume. It's volume. That's how you make your profits. Volume. Right? All right.
Let's roll our segue for your story.
Oh, I got to read a story. That's right.
We can just end here, This ain't history. Goodbye.
Yeah, that was a good one. Have a nice day.
Alliteration. No. Wait, no, maybe not.
Drink and drive.
Sorry. What did it land
What's that?
on?
You got alliteration headline?
Reminds me of a song. Okay. We haven't gone that in a while.
A song about giant, massive seaweed balloons. Early during this year, an estimated.
This is the official sarcasm fan channel. Do you love sarcasm?
Yeah, this is biggest thing in the ocean that's not made of plastic. ScienceDaily.com scientists finally discover what's fueling massive sargassum balloons. By early June this year, an estimated 38 million tons of sargassum drifted towards the coastlines of Caribbean islands.
This is algae, by the way, for any freaks out there who don't know about
seaweed. Well, it's seaweed. It's seaweed. Yeah, it's not out. Well, it's got everything because it's collecting everything as it goes along. Let's do this again.
Like a water forest. A huge water forest.
It's a big blob, but it's not like the plastic blob. Although if it joined up with the plastic blob, they could have their own rock band. Sarcasm in the plastic blob.
Sarcasm Plastic Planet.
Now introducing Sarcasm in the Plastic Blob in their new song, I'm Gonna Destroy Your Coastline. Anyway, here's your... the Gulf of Mexico, blah, blah, blah. There's 38 million tons of sargassum, or however it's pronounced, drifting towards the coastlines of the Caribbean Islands, the Gulf of Mexico, and northern South America, setting an unfortunate new record, 38 million tons. That's a little bit of a problem. I wonder if you can get your boat around that. What do you got to do? During the summer, these floating mats of brown algae, I guess you're right, it is brown algae. I stand corrected. I thought, they said it was.
I am an unofficial biologist. Confirmed.
Right on. Your cosplay one. The buildup discourages visitors and stresses coastal ecosystem far from shore. However, sargassum drifting at the surface provides food and shelter for many marine animals. So there you go. Go fishing by it. The algae originate in the Sargasso Sea east of Florida. Since 2011, scientists have tracked the recurring appearance of the Great Atlantic Sargassum Belt, a massive band of gulfweed, okay, we're just going to call it gulfweed, that moves from the equator toward the Caribbean during periods of strong easterly winds. Until recently, the source of the phosphorus and the nitrogen that fueled its rapid growth remained uncertain. Some had proposed that the agricultural runoff or nutrients released by rainforest deforestation were possible. These explanations, however, do not match the steady increase in sargassum biomass seen in recent years. Identifying the forces behind the balloons, a team of international researchers led by the Max Planck Institute for Chemistry has now determined that the primary process for driving these large-scale blooms. They have also identified the climate patterns that set the stage for growth, allowing them to begin developing a system that could predict future sargassum arrivals. In a recent publication of Nature Geoscience, the researchers describe how strong wind-driven upwelling near the equator brings phosphorus-rich deep water to the surface and transports it northward toward the Caribbean. The increased supply of phosphorus benefits cyanobacteria that live on the surface of the brown algae. These microorganisms capture atmospheric nitrogen gas, or N2, and convert it into a form that sargassum can use, as a process known as nitrogen fixation. Cyanobacteria commonly colonize sargassum, forming a partnership that provides the algae with an extra nitrogen source. According to the study, the symbiosis offers sargassum a competitive advantage over other algae in the equatorial Atlantic, and it helps explain the changes in sargassum abundance recorded in past years. Coral cores reveal a century of nitrogen fixation, says the heading here. The team linked algae growth, enhanced nitrogen fixation, and the upwelling of cool, nutrient-rich waters by studying coral cores collected across the Caribbean, or what some people call it, the Caribbean. Corals serve as long-term environmental archives because their skeletons incorporate chemical traces from the surrounding water as they grow. By examining their yearly growth layers, similar to tree rings, scientists can reconstruct changes in oceanic chemistry over centuries. In this study, the researchers measured the nitrogen isotopic composition of corals to infer how much nitrogen microorganisms has fixed over the past 120 years. During nitrogen fixation, bacteria reduced the ratio of stable nitrogen isotopes, 15N to 14N. So you're losing one molecule or one atom of nitrogen, an isotope. In seawater, when corals display a low 15N to 14N ratios, it signals a period of increased nitrogen fixation. To confirm the meaning of these chemical signatures, seawater samples collected by the research vessel Eugene Seibold were used to calibrate the nitrogen isotopes in modern corals, demonstrating that they reliably record nitrogen fixation. Jonathan Jung from the Max Planck Institute explains, it is the first set of measurements we noticed two significant increases in nitrogen fixation in 15 and 18, those are the years, 2 years of record sargassum blooms, so we compared our coral reconstruction with annual sargassum biomass data, and the two records aligned perfectly. At that time, however, it was not at all clear whether there was just a casual link. A deeper comparison showed that the algae biomass and nitrogen fixation had been consistently linked since 2011, including both high and low values. This timing is notable because in 2010, strong winds transported brown algae to the Sargasso Sea in the tropical Atlantic for the first time. After eliminating other ideas, the team concluded that an oversupply of phosphorus is the main factor behind major sargassum events. Earlier theories that Saharan dust carried an iron that could simulate algae growth did not match biomass records. Similarly, nutrient inputs from Amazon River or Orinoco River showed no correlation with the timing or intensity of sargassum blooms. The researchers describe a process in which a phosphorus delivering upwelling deep water, nitrogen supplied by nitrogen-fixing bacteria, together fuel the blooms seen over the past decades. Geochemist Young writes, our mechanism explains the variability of sargassum growth better than any previous approaches. However, there is still uncertainty as to whether and to what extent other factors also play a role. They haven't thought of everything, but they're hot on the trail of it. It's an increase in phosphorus. According to researchers in Maine's, monitoring wind conditions, sea surface temperatures, and associated upwelling patterns in the equatorial Atlantic can help refine predictions of a future sargassum growth. Alfredo Martinez Garcia, group leader of the Max Planck Institute of Chemistry and senior author of the study, explains ultimately the future of sargassum in the tropical Atlantic will depend on how global warming affects the process that drives the supply of excess phosphorus to the equatorial Atlantic. The team plans to expand the analysis by examining new coral records, multiple locations throughout the Caribbean. They expect these insights will support efforts to protect coral reefs and help coastal communities manage the growing ecological, economic impacts of that big, nasty sargassum. That's in your story. Let's have us, it was a joke or a song? It was a song. You got a song.
Reminds me of a song. Algae in the water, phosphorus in the sky. I mean, of course, for anybody who doesn't know, I think what they're trying to go for here environmentally is that as there are certain chemicals that are in abundance in the water, and that's what's causing this algae to overgrow, right? It's similar to how you need wolves to eat deer, right? Because then the deers will eat all the saplings and no trees will grow. But instead, it's the opposite way, right? There's nothing out there in the ocean to eat all this algae, and it's growing at such a proportionate rate that it's just a huge algae glob. Yeah, there's nothing to take it down.
We just watch it grow.
Yeah,
watch it grow.
Nothing to stop it from growing. It has all the nutrients it needs, and one day the whole entire world will be in a giant sargassum. Our future. People think
Well, I'm saying
earthquakes and volcanoes and tornadoes, but nope, we're just going to get consumed by a giant sargassum.
I'm thinking about the schools of fish that follow it, right? Because right, and it's like everything's feeding there. Fish are, and here comes every other predator for all those fish.
Is it sea turtles? I can't remember. I think sea turtles eat algae. We need more sea turtles out there.
Yeah, but the fishermen that net those, they'll let them go. And sea turtles aren't like dolphins; they don't die in the nets.
No, they just make sad photos.
Right, but they let them go. They're required to. I mean, turtles live a long damn time. I mean, they let a lot of stuff go.
Yeah, but I think their numbers have decreased over, and maybe whales too. Yeah. Maybe whales eat algae too. I have no idea what eats algae, but there's
whales
a lot of
plankton,
marine life that has diminished over time. So.
Diminished.
And that's your only story, right?
Yeah, that's my first story. Well, go ahead.
Then let's
spin the wheel. Pin the wheel.
Segway wheel for my stories.
Spin the wheel. I'm going to go.
We're going to... Well, speaking of sargasm, it's time for some sarcasm.
All right.
Lucky.
Sark.
We're going to be talking about... My first story is actually a U.S. story, which is ironic or something. ICE has detained a relative of White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. This is by Owen Scott on The Independent. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents have detained one of the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's relatives as the Trump administration's immigration crackdown continues. Bruno Caroline Fiera is the mother of Leavitt's nephew. She was detained in Revere, Massachusetts, according to reports. The spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security told NBC News that Fiera is a criminal illegal alien from Brazil. I hate that they dehumanize people by calling them aliens. All of us belong on this planet. All of us. Mm-hmm. None of us from someone else. Who is accused of staying on an expired tourist visa since 1999. According to the spokesperson, Fiera is being held at South Louisiana Processing Center, nearly 1,700 miles from her home, after being arrested on suspicion of battery. What, she punched somebody in the face? What the hell? Fiera's siblings, Graciela dos Santos Rodriguez, launched a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to cover her legal fees, which she hopes will give her sister a chance to return to her family. On the GoFundMe's page description, Rodriguez says that Fiera came to the United States as a child and had maintained her legal status to the DACA, which, as we know, everyone wants to overturn for some reason. It's like she didn't ask. She was a child. She didn't ask. Brought to another country. She has no control of that. And she doesn't know anyone from Brazil, so she's going to go back to Brazil. Anyone who knows Bruna knows the kind of person she is, Rodriguez said. She is hardworking, kind, and always the first to offer help when someone needs it. Whether it's supporting family, friends, or even strangers, Bruna has a heart that puts others for herself. Bruna's absence has been especially painful for her son, because that's a great way to help society. Just make all your children orphans, because, hey, your parent was illegal from 1999, so you don't deserve a mother anymore. Think of the children! Wait, those are brown children. Never mind. We can't think about those. Those children don't count. They need their mother, and they hope every single day that she'll be home in time for the holidays. According to the NBC source, Leavitt's nephew had lived full-time in New Hampshire since birth and has never lived with his mother. Okay, so then they're saying their 11-year-old son misses their mom, but their mom has never lived with them. That's interesting. Family drama. A report by the Coleman Times stated that Michael Leavitt...
that's what happens with immigrants.
Michael Leavitt had been engaged to Fiera as recently as 2014. In that same report, it revealed that he had won $1 million in the DraftKings Millionaire Maker. I'm speechless, he said. At that time, I just checked and saw they added the winnings to my account. It was actually a little more than $1 million. It was $1,008,001. I can't believe it. Fiera was also quoted in the article saying she wanted to use the money to buy a lamp for her son's room. Other than that, we don't really need much, he added. We have our health. We have a nice condo. We really are blessed. However, the pair seemingly split shortly after winning that $1 million. That does tend to happen. The scariest thing about winning the lottery is that suddenly, wait a minute, I have to share this money with other people. Well, some people are like that. I wouldn't mind. If I won the lottery, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's buy some stuff for people. Anyone need a new computer? Right? Some people are like, I need to see this. Put it in a place and never touch it, and it's mine. I won. A source confirmed to WBUR that Levitt and Vieta had been separated for about 10 years. Both Michael and Caroline Levitt were raised in New Hampshire alongside their two siblings. Their parents owned an ice cream stand in Atkinson and it was a truck dealership in Plaistow, according to WNUR. Caroline, the youngest of the four, later went on to become the face of the Trump administration, having served as a spokesperson for MAGA Incorporated and now the current administration. He has been a staunch defender of Trump's controversial record. It's a promise that President campaigned on that if you invade our nation's borders, oh my God, listen to this bullshit. Invade! From white Americans who invaded a country and then got everyone sick with freaking disease.
Right. Did you know what
they say? Trail of Tears, anyone? Invasion. Wait, I get it.
Right.
White people are allowed to invade countries and everyone else should just die. Okay, my bad. If you break our country's laws, and then if you further commit heinous crimes in the interior of our country, you're going to be deported from this country and maybe held in Guantanamo Bay, she told reporters in February. What laws is this woman? Oh wait, this woman broke the law of battery, whatever that is. Battery. I don't know if she's a victim of battery or she committed battery. It didn't say. It just said that she was attainted after battery. Either way, we all know. Anyone who watches this channel should know we all think it's bullshit. So if you don't feel that way, you're a piece of shit. The end.
You're misinformed.
These are all criminals.
Let's call them misinformed. All right. This is part of my. We're going to preview tomorrow's 13. Tomorrow's 13 is win every argument with your conservative relatives at Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's tomorrow. Right, yeah,
oh, okay. Right. So that's a
ahead.
good one. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm.
There's some more in this article about how, everyone who thinks this is good and is stupid. No, just kidding.
Right.
She's refused to comment on people getting taken while they're in the emergency room, while they're actually going to their appointments for their immigration, right? Like, we just approved your green card, and then somebody throws you in jail anyways. She's not talking about how people are doing illegal things, except they're breaking the law to slam these people in to Guantanamo Bay or wherever the fuck they were sending these people. These poor
there was a lady. There was a lady shot 5 times by a Border Patrol agent.
Yeah.
And they said that she rammed their car. All she did was honk her horn because she didn't like them, right? And they rammed her car. There's video evidence of it. There's video of them hitting her car with their vehicle, and the freaking Border Patrol agent just shooting her 5 times. She lived. She got shot in the arm, through the arm, though. And they're celebrating it. Yeah. Just absolute shit show. Again, you have a right to defend yourself.
Breaking the law, right here, there's an actual act called the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, which says that all hospitals must provide medical screening to anyone. Doesn't matter what their legal status is. Doesn't matter if they're visiting on a holiday. They are required by law, by an act, by the federal government, to make sure that people are in healthy condition and examine them. Can't just say, wait, are you illegal? Call ICE. Then turn them in. That's not providing medical care to anybody as required by law. And that's an example of how people are breaking the law to be assholes. Levitt's controversial answer was slammed by experts, including Dr. Craig Spencer, who said that he asks about immigration status as often as he asks about insurance, which is never. Doctors are not required to ask you for your insurance either. They're there to treat you. Their job is to treat you. They're not paid to be insurance. Okay? Public approval of this hardline immigration crackdown has collapsed in recent weeks as people have continued to be treated like animals instead of human beings that belong on this planet. And Americans' approval of the activities has dropped to 34%, 4% since last month. Keep on letting those numbers drop. Let people know you're pissed at this stupid idea. Just a year ago, Pew Research Center said found that 56% of the back mass deportations, meaning the chaotic year of raids in Los Angeles, Chicago, and North Carolina, has actually divided. Oh, I think it's a good idea. Oh, wait. I didn't know we were going to do Gestapo stuff. What do you think you do when you deport people? You're being a Nazi. It's Nazi activity, dude. Is that? Surprise! That's the story. Give me your sarcasm.
Being in the United States illegally is merely a misdemeanor. The maximum jail time you can receive for that is 6 months. However, if you are deported and re-enter the country, then they can process you for a felony. However, if you have 34 felonies, you can be president. There's your sarcasm.
That's a good one. Yet again, proof that other people are playing a different game than us.
That's right. We got rules, but they're not really rules, are they? Nope, they're not rules at all.
Sorry, you have to be
it's like the old
kept up billionaire in order to break the rules.
Yeah,
Next time.
right.
Next
Socialism
time we'll be reborn
for
as
me.
Freaking Trump's great-granddaughter, and I'll have it made. Whatever.
So as we lock people up in some thing and never charge them with any crime, keep in mind it's only a misdemeanor and a fine. That's all it is. It's supposed to be a fine.
It's
locking
not a
people up
federal
in
offense.
Locking people up in a jail for 6 months costs us money. And most of these people have jobs where they contribute to our communities. Anyway, so let's move on, I guess.
My next story is much shorter. And it's about an Italian man who really wanted his mother's pension. So even after she died 3 years ago, he has been collecting it at the registry office. He's been caught.
Oh!
This is from Lucia Landoni on Milano Repubblica. Implications are less tragic, at least in this case. There doesn't appear to be any crime involved. He didn't kill his mom. Okay, he just wanted to collect your pension. I think they should cash out your pension if you die.
How old is his mom?
Oh, I guess we'll find out. But the story is reminiscent in many ways of that Norman Bates, the protagonist of Hitchcock's famous thriller Psycho, a 57-year-old man from Borgo Vigilio in the Mantua area, showed up at a town registry office dressed as a woman and wearing a wig, hoping to pass himself off as his mother, who had been dead for 3 years. The reason is easily explained. The elderly woman had died in 22 of natural causes, according to what has been reconstructed so far, and her son had not made the news public so as to continue collecting her pension, defrauding the INPS. The ploy worked for a long time, but the catch that made the situation worse was that the woman's expiration date on her identity card, the 57-year-old, showed up at the time. It doesn't say how old she was. Yeah. He's 57. We can do some math maybe to average out. Let's say he had her at around 20s sometime. Right? So 57, maybe 70, maybe you're 70, 80. She probably could have been 70 or 80 when she died. This ploy worked for a long time, but the catch that made the situation worse was a woman's expiration date on her identity card. This 57-year-old showed up at the town hall wearing an unlikely disguise, evidently believing he could fool the clerks and thus read his documents. However, as reported by La Voca di Mantova, a glance was enough for a staff at the Borgo Virgilio registry office to realize they were dealing with a man. With an excuse, the counter staff invited him to come back. He probably should have hired a woman like an agent, right? But then he would have implicated her in identity fraud, I suppose. But if he's gonna break the law, right, he might as well be like, yo, can you dress up as my mom? And I'll give you a third of the pension payout or something. I'm just saying, if I'm going to steal from the government, do it correctly. I don't know. This stuff always gets me confused, right? Because I understand that how pensions work, federal pensions work, right? Is you work in your country 30 years, 40 years, right? That's what that is. It's also called Social Security in the United States, right? Which we don't pay out, I guess. For me, I'm probably never going to get any.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you had a job for what? You worked until...
I only worked for 4 years. I don't think...
Oh, crap. Oh crap! You worked from
Anyways,
the time
the
you
point
graduated high
is,
school.
you pay into this thing for your whole life, your whole working life, and then at the end you get to collect it, but they still give you all to you at once, right? They give it
Of
to you in like
course,
monthly
that's why it's
payments.
a pension.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
But
that's a Republican plan.
Listen to my point out. Listen to me. My idea is, let's say, this happened to your brother, right? You're finally able to collect your pension, and then you die the next year. So that money you paid into, right, for 40, 50 years, you don't get any of it. It's gone now. Where's it go? So the whole system is built on this idea that you're paying into it so you can get it later when you retire. And some people never get to collect it, and I guess it gets given to other people. Like the money, the pool is bigger than the payout.
We were just talking about undocumented immigrants and what they do at the job site. They're not the people themselves, it's the people that hire them. They got a list of dead babies. They got a Social Security number. They're never going to collect Social Security because they're babies. But when they're born in the United States, you get a Social Security number, right? Now, the Social Security Administration knows this exists, and they don't care. They give they
get free money into the Social Security.
They hired a worker, right? The worker contributes to Social Security, and a lot of people don't realize that the business themselves also contribute to Social Security. Neither one of them is ever going to see that money, right? They go to claim it, they're going to get prosecuted for fraud.
Indicates the idea that and government, if everyone was legal, right, and nobody was paying in, and nobody died, at 30, and then they're going to cash it out. What does the government do with that extra money? Right? Because technically, it's supposed to be I pay in.
They use it. They use it to make believe the
every month.
Budget.
That equals to something after 50 years. I should get all that money.
It's in a trust fund. The government does nothing. They're not allowed to do anything with that money. It goes in a trust fund, right? The bullshit they pull in Washington is they try to take the trust fund and put it against the rest of the budget and say, look how close we are to balancing the budget, when it's really not part of that budget.
Neither is Medicare.
Neither is Medicare. It's a trust fund. Now the Republicans want to do is...
specifically asking about is, an example. 90 people live to collect their pension, but 10 don't. What happens to that money from the 10 people? Where does it go?
It goes in the Social Security Trust Fund. It stays in the trust fund. It doesn't go anywhere. It's a big old pile of money. It just gathers interest. It never
used. It's just money. Okay, I see.
No, it's paid out to recipients.
That's what I'm trying to say. If every recipient put in to begin with, and they're getting back what they already put in, there's going to be extra money left over. If I put 40 in and I get 40 back when I turn 80.
You're looking at this completely wrong.
I think I'm explaining it wrong. Amlin has replied actually in chat. She says that if you're married and your husband or wife dies, if the surviving spouse can collect
there's survivor benefits.
Social Security after they hit retirement. So you can collect somebody else's Social Security. That's what I'm saying. So if I put in 40 and I die, my husband can collect 20. What happens to that extra $20? Just put in a trust fund. That's there for emergencies? The money I'm receiving today is not the money I put in. Okay? The money I put in through all my life with the retired. What the fuck?
You get... Okay. This is what Republicans plan. The Republicans' plan is to give you all your Social Security money at once, or let you invest it in Wall Street. Take all your money out. What's that going to do to the Social Security Trust Fund? What's that going to do?
But I understand.
What's it going to do? Okay. It only takes a few people to start doing it, and everybody starts doing it. Why? Because the trust fund's being drained, right? Mm-hmm. And the stock market is peaking, right? And everybody's putting their money on the stock market.
And then it's going to explode. Not good.
Stock market's going to be overvalued until people start retiring. And once the people start retiring, it's going to start going down, and it's going to be another domino effect, and the stock market's going to crash, and everybody that was about to retire, their retirement becomes useless, right? Yeah, but no retirement.
The stock market thing is bad.
Our cryptocurrency. Yeah.
But why don't they pay it out to you completely? I guess that's my confusion here.
They can't pay it out completely. I just explained it. It would drain the fund. If everybody could get their money, if I could get all my Social Security money I put in immediately right now, I would.
No, I'm not saying immediately, but I'm saying you never get the full amount ever. If you live to be 130, you'll never get a full amount of money.
No. You get it. You get the full amount when you're about. I'm retired I started collecting at 62. Okay.
Yeah.
By the time I'm 70, I will have collected everything I put in.
Okay, so they do give you payments that are large enough that you would pay out on the whole amount you put in.
You're thinking that like it's this big money pit.
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking if I put $100
okay.
in, I should get $100 back. That's all I'm asking about. That's all I'm saying.
There is a point in time that they decide the maximum amount I'm ever going to get out of it.
Okay.
They decide of it.
So even if you paid in
for
more.
my life, but you gotta let me finish my thoughts without thinking that I've completed the thought. Okay, there's a maximum amount you can take out per month, right?
Yes.
Not for the rest of your life. The maximum amount, and I'm still not done. You can't understand a thing I haven't finished. 70 years old is the maximum amount you can make. If you retire at 70, you're getting like 125% of what you would have got, which was your full retirement, was 67. That's me. They move the goalposts all the time. Don't worry, It's going to be 80, right? But as people don't live as long in the United States either, that's another thing you got to consider. And you were right about veterans benefits, by the way, or not survivors benefits. Survivors benefits, right? That's another thing.
Was right.
If you get a pension,
it was Almond.
Right. Yeah. Right. I was 18. I got Social Security because my dad was collecting Social Security and I was still in high school. So I got a check every month. There's that. Okay. There's also the fact that if you get a pension, they can reduce your Social Security. In fact, if I get a job, they can reduce my Social Security.
And we mean specifically a job pension, because a pension in Europe is the same thing as Social Security, because most European countries do provide a pension no matter what you do, right? But America is a very specific American thing, but they also give you a pension connected to your job.
There's a lot of things in Social Security that you're missing. One of them is also a cap on earnings. If you earn on I think it's $140,000 a year, every dollar after that is not taxed for Social Security. You're only taxed for your first 140. So billionaires, millionaires never pay Social Security tax at all, or Medicare or anything, right?
Yeah. Well, they pay it on the first $150K, but that's nothing, right?
If they have a salary, if they have a salary, they pay it, right? Your professional athletes, for instance, they get a huge paycheck while they're in there. Only the first $141,000 that tax year is taxable to Social Security. If they raise that cap to $300,000, it would make the Social Security Trust Fund solvent. They're not interested in doing that. The Republicans aren't. As I said, they are owned by Wall Street, and Wall Street wants your money. They want your retirement money, and they want it now.
And then,
they want it now, and they're counting on you. Wall Street is counting on you to get your money as fast as possible.
I mean, and that's a good point. It would be, in a way, it's kind of a really fucked up insider trading, right? They convince the Republicans to pass this law, right? You can invest your fucking full payout into the market, and then people are going to be like, they just activated the law, people start doing this, let me start investing my money into other things, and I'm going to make a payout when the market crashes. So it's all in my design. So that's what you're doing with that, basically.
Part of Ronald Reagan's war on poor people was he raised the retirement age, right? He raised the retirement age, he made taxable Social Security income taxable. I've been taxing this once, and now you're giving it back to me. You're going to tax me again. He made that legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reagan. Mr. I'm going to cut taxes. Nope, he cut taxes for rich people. He ain't got taxes for the rest of us. The rest of us got the liquid wrench, at least, before we got that wrench up the old, poop hole. But yeah. Yes!
These are mixed metaphors. Anyways, we did kind of get off track here, but the end of the story is that this guy looked like he did not look like his mom. He did not hire somebody to look like his mom. He just thought he would pass for his mother because they're related, right? And his mom looked like a man when she died. I don't fucking know. Everyone knew it was him.
I got two of these. So.
He realized, but they didn't want him to arrest. They couldn't arrest him then. So they said, "Oh, can you come back tomorrow. They asked the local police to be there, and he came in, and they were like, "You've been caught red-handed, dude." And then he probably fainted because he was like, "Oh God, they know I've been collecting my mother's pension for 3 years." They investigated the incident, making a macabre discovery. The 57-year-old mother's body, now mummified, was found in the cellar. So she did die of natural causes, but he kept her body.
You said mummified. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
He mummified his own mom. He mummified.
It's the way
he mummified
you
his
said
mother. The remains were taken to a morgue for autopsy, which they did indeed discover that she died of natural causes. But he's been charged not only with fraud, but also concealing a corpse. That's the crazy end of this story that I was not saying. He kept his mother's dead body. If he had a funeral,
Norman Bates.
Right? If they had a funeral, they would have been like, "Hey, your mom's dead. We're at the funeral. You can't collect the pension." You know? But he just kept her body in the cellar.
Yep. No shit.
Anyways, any sarcasm for that? That was a crazy end of the story after we're talking about Social Security for 10 minutes.
I got two
Game
sarcasms.
over indeed.
I got two sarcasms. First one's related to your first story, but Mamma Mia! Doesn't Italy know about the Tibetan monks who can slow metabolism? Maybe she isn't dead. And my other
she's
sarcasm,
definitely dead because she's a mummified corpse.
Is his mom dead, or are we sure she's not pining for the fjords? I think she's pining for the fjord.
She's resting. She's just resting. No, she's
Norwegian
dead.
blues.
Rest in peace,
Beautiful plumage.
Maybe you can argue that she was very loved because her son couldn't let her go. That's my story. Let's roll the segue wheel so we can one day finish this show.
I got one more story.
It's
I'm
my
gonna
fault
cut
for
it down.
asking questions about Social Security.
Yeah, but I just wanted to get rid of the misnomers.
I'm glad we learned something today.
Right? And if you want all your money all at once, just get ready to lose it all at once, or take it and put it on a box somewhere. Buy gold. I don't know. I wouldn't invest in the stock market.
It just feels like a bit of a rip off when you get retirement age and then you die the next year. That's all.
You can thank Ronald Reagan for that. That's Ronald Reagan.
That sucks.
What? They kept moving. So when my dad retired, the maximum age was 65, and he retired. He probably only got back in those days, but $500 a month. But that bought a lot back then. Yeah. Yeah, bought a hell of a lot more.
Because I think didn't your dad die the same year, like 1991 or whatever? I thought it was the same year.
Same year as what?
As Robin's birthday or birth.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later.
So let's go to
mixed metaphors. Our next segue,
story.
And that would be
Mongolia.
I'm
gonna go ahead and pre-apologize for all the
more Asia and a lot of Asia in our weird and wacky stories today. Not on purpose, it just happened.
My Jack Board has a story. Hey, you Jack Board. ChannelNewsAsia.com. I'm going to pre-apologize for all the mispronunciations in this article. This is a longer article, but hopefully you can cut it down. I think they expect me to read the captions on the picture, so I don't think it's as long as they say it is, but we'll see. This is Ulaanbaatar, which I imagine is in Mongolia. In the early 13th century, after uniting the nomadic Mongol tribes, the ruler Genghis Khan searched far and wide for a sacred center for his sprawling empire. He had a shamanic vision. Yeah, he took some peyote and had a vision.
He licked the frog.
I licked the toad, yeah. Toad licking fool. According to Mongolian folklore, that old hymn of a blessed valley that lie under the gaze of eternal blue sky, the divine protector of his people. Okay. Basically the progenitor of a whole bunch of people in Asia, right? Apparently are all descended from Genghis Khan. A lot of them, like millions. That place was the Han Valley, a wide windswept plain dwarfed by the immense sky that defines Mongolia's landscape until today. It had been hallowed ground for centuries and home to preceding ruling cultures. What began as a strategic command post at the crossroads of the Silk Road evolved over time into something grander and more permanent. Karakorum. Karakorum, a cosmopolitan city of traders, artisans, and treasures. Within a few decades, Kublai Khan, the grandson of the Genghis, would uproot the city, moving the empire's center of power closer to China and Ulaanbaatar.
Because he wanted to invade them.
Right, he was like, we are nomadic people. We don't need a city. Well, those days are over, folks. The Chinese have stopped you from being nomadic. The Chinese say, nope, not anymore.
There's the border.
With that, yeah, there you go. You're stuck. Try to build a civilization there. With that, Karakorum would sink back into the earth, its palaces buried by time and the sand swept across the steppe. But the memory of this place still lives on, and now there are efforts to turn the capital city into the new capital city for the Mongolian peoples. The country's leaders have drawn up a $30 billion US dollars blueprint to return the nation's center to its ancestral heart. The project, Rebuild New Karakorum as the future new capital, is also designed to relieve the pollution and congestion of the current capital in Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar. You got 5 A's in one city's name. No shortage of A's in this city. The original Karakorum was the world center of culture, politics, religion, and economy, comparable to how New York City serves as a global hub today. Kaltar Lovsan, the mayor of Karakorum City, told CNA, which is the name of his Channel News of Asia site, from the modern office building in Ulaanbaatar, where dozens of architects and engineers are piecing together the new city plan. We aim to do now is to merge the historical identity with modern principles of smart and digital cities. A reborn Karakorum, which lies about 300 kilometers west of along a potholed highway from the current capital, is only the latest chapter in a long-running regional history. Across Asia, various governments have attempted to redraw their maps by shifting their capital cities, bets that analysts say are designed to fix old failures, spread prosperity, and project craft a vision of the future. Problem with these old capital cities is their streets aren't made for modern traffic, their sewage systems are not, just pathetic. The whole shit. Just build a city, put the infrastructure in, put the city over it. Cities didn't happen that way in the old days. They just said, fuck it, this is a good place. More recently, from the jungles of Borneo to the floodplains of Charopraya, the idea endures. When a country runs out of room or into a crisis, it debates building somewhere else. Indonesia is partway through shifting its government functions to a jungle metropolis called Nusantara, with Jakarta facing a litany of urban issues, which I probably just listed, pollution, crime, sewage. And Thailand, the country's interior ministry, earlier this year examining the merits of moving its capital away from the rising sea levels and annual sinking impacting Bangkok. South Korea is pushing its administration out to a project called Sejong City, while in the Philippines, the development of New Clark City has long been considered part of a long-term decentralization plan to ease congestion in Metro Manila and potentially act as a backup capital in the event of a disaster. Who is your backup capital city? The United States has a backup capital city, but it's underground. And nobody knows where it is. Well, people do, but the common citizenry doesn't. Everybody suspects it's at Area 51, but there's no chance. It's got to be someplace else, because that's always been there. Area 51 is what they call the red herring. The government will send out red herrings all the time just to keep you occupied and stuff that don't exist. That's why they didn't give a shit about the Roswell stuff. Back to my story. Like Indonesia, the others around the world, like Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, and South Sudan, Mongolia is looking to build a new hub centered around sustainable virtues, something that is walkable, livable, green, and smart. Something born on paper for the generations of tomorrow. What makes it so appealing is that you have this image of a blank slate, or a blank state for that matter, that is such an attractive, simplistic idea. Natalie Koch, a political geographer, professor at Syracuse University, said, but behind the green slogans and shiny promises, a more complex story unfolds. In some cases includes elements of elite aspiration, speculative investments. Here we go. The venture capitalists come in and ruin everything. Hey, we need to put a big old office building there that doesn't do anything. Okay, I need a tax break. I need to lose money on an investment. And the uneasy trade-off between symbolism and substance. History shows that capitalists rarely move as neatly as their planners imagine. Yep, I made my money, I'm out of here. Thanks for the money. From Abuja in Nigeria to Dodoma in Tanzania, Astana in Kazakhstan, and oh my goodness, Naypyidaw in Myanmar, many new capital cities in the last 3 decades have been left a shell of their ambition because capitalists got involved. Like I said, they build these big fucking buildings that nobody's going to occupy, and they take that government money and ski-daddle. And nobody ski-daddles better than a capitalist with a shitload of money, right? I'm out of here. Trying to find me. I'll be in my little island somewhere with all that shit money you just gave me to build crappy buildings that nobody can live in. Okay, let's do this again. Buildings on a blank slate is a lovely image, but it doesn't solve any of the bigger structural issues in the state. Some states plan their capitals and some don't. Despite being the least densely populated country on Earth, Mongolia's capital feels suffocating. Fierce traffic snarls punctuate the start and finish of every day. As winter approaches, it is bitter cold. The country's coal fleet fires up, enveloping the Tool Valley in a noxious black haze that lingers for a month. Boy, that sounds like paradise. So they decided, everyone knows that Ulaanbaatar is struggling, says Oyan Bata, with traffic congestion, air pollution, soil contamination, overcrowding. To put it simply, people are social beings. When all social and economic opportunities are concentrated in one place, like Ulaanbaatar, it is only natural that people will be drawn there. Yeah, all the jobs are in the city. We got to go there. We're not going there because you like it. It's because that's no way to survive. There's your basic bones of the story. There's a lot of meat on this. And if you want to read the whole thing, it's on that channelnewsasia.com has a full article that I have only sampled. I couldn't find a shorter article, so I sampled this one. You get the gist of it. Countries are moving their capitals mostly because antiquity of their infrastructure, I would say, and the stupidity of capitalists and the greed of capitalists again step in to ruin it, and everybody goes, look at that, somebody's going to ruin it just like that guy over there. But it shouldn't stop progress.
No.
Greed should stop progress. Greed does not, it actually is a side component of progress. Greed kills progress a lot of time. But let's have the old situation. I forgot what you spun.
The old situation.
I remember now. It was a long story, man. I was there. Oh my God, I got to cut this down.
The good old situation here where you move your entire capital. I guess it's all buildings over the bridge now.
Oh yeah, you metaphors.
You gotta move them across. There's probably a lot of water then. Planes they've got to cross. They're gonna lift the buildings up on 4 places. It's gonna take months to move all those buildings.
One step at a time.
There it is. Oh, right. Is that your only story?
That's my only pun. Yeah, that story was really super long. You want another one? Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, well, just making sure, because I have a long one and then a really short one, but somehow we made the shorter one really long with the Social Security.
Yeah, I decided I was going to get, when I saw the link to this, I figured I just had to shorten it. And
yeah, that's true.
Because it's an interesting story, and it's more of a, it's like, what? This world was built, why are we still in these ancient places when you can do, at least like, Israel built a capital in Tel Aviv, right? Maybe that's the model for it. That's the model for it. Take a piece of land nobody's using, drain the swamp. They actually literally drain swamps.
Well, the original cities, right, are built on places people were already gathering. That's the normal way you make a city.
Yeah. They happen. They happen because of the coast. They happen because of a bay, because of a natural harbor. They just happened, right? But there was no planning involved for even the 19th century, right?
No.
Sewage is your number one thing.
We live in a different world compared to the 19th century. That's true. Cars everywhere.
Chicago happened, for instance. And when it happened, they said, fuck, we got to raise the entire city. And that's what they did. They put the entire frickin' city on frickin' jacks and jacked it up one building at a time, raised the city, put the infrastructure under it. That's what they had to do in Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's not even a capital city. It's just a city that's necessary for
blew up
commerce
it's
in
right
America.
There. Yeah.
It's right in the junction of a lot of
right
stuff.
There.
Great Lake.
Perfectly.
You can take a canal to the Mississippi from there, right? Good. Great.
Our next segue for my culture news is we're rolling and we're bad punning. Okay, so this
puns
is probably for a lot of you who use social media, and I know it's about TikTok, but I think it's also about shorts too. I think any short content can probably fall under this story, and it's about brain rot. We've all been talking about brain rot for I think years now, where you sit on your phone, just videos, and what the fuck? It's 4 a.m. When I started looking, these at 10 p.m. What happened? Your brain is turning into mush, and a study has found that it's actually real. This is from David Morplant on News Culture. The American Psychology Association verdict is video is measurably bad for mental health. Whoops. That's why you should watch our show, which is almost 2 hours long, not 2 minutes. Last year, brain rot was crowned Oxford Dictionary's Word of the Year, a term which captured concerns about the impact of consuming excessive amounts of quality online content, especially on social media. Excuse you, my shorts are high quality content, okay? How dare you? Now, recent findings from the American Psychological Association confirm that brain rot is not only real, more than a mean side effect, it's a real neurocognitive syndrome that causes measurable damage. Great, another thing that we can... Oh, you damn Zoomers and Millennials all have brain rot and 6-7ing. Oh, that's not even, that's an alphabet. And, what is it called? Pop lung from vaping and what other terrible digital world.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah.
Boomer. I get that. I'm not a boomer. I don't even know what I am.
It doesn't say immeasurable damage, just causes measurable damages, and you can actually see its effect on the brain. The study, titled Feeds, Feelings, and Focus, a systematic review and meta-analysis examining the cognitive and mental health rates of short video use. You know it's a real study when they made it 20 words long. Directly-ties short-form content, SFV, from algorithm-driven platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts to brain rot. So it's when the robots say, wow, you really like watching people clean hooves of horses. Here's 20 more of those. Mm-hmm. Don't you love watching this for 30 hours? I love watching horse hooves. It gives me the good feels. Well, those feels might actually be contributing to your neurological disorders. Researchers analyzed data from 98,299 participants. That is not a small study. Almost 100K people are in this study across 71 studies, so separate studies altogether to look at and discover that more short-form content a person watches, the poor cognitive they had when attention control. Basically, they're telling me if I want to make my brain big, I need to stop watching shorts. No, but I like them so much. They're so easy to watch. Videos are being watched a lot, as the review shows that young people average 6.5 hours per day of short content. The study states, according to this framework, repeated exposure to highly stimulating, fast-paced content becomes agitation, which users become desensitized to more effortful, cognitive tasks such as reading, problem-solving, and deep learning. Damn it, that explains it all. People, it's not because no one likes us or our show's not interesting, it's because we cause you to deep learn and have cognitive nice slow-paced cognitive functions. So that's why no one's subscribing and watching our YouTube channel. Hurry!
That's right.
Somebody put Subway servers on the side.
And I just want to say, just as a sidebar in this, is that I brought this up, but there's channels that aren't AI. They just clickbait garbage, and they talk for 7 minutes. Their thumbnail is supposedly a video they're going to show you. They show you a snippet of a video so they don't get their crap blocked, right? They show like a 7-second, nothing to do with it. They never show you the original video, and they talk over the rest of it. And like, this guy's got 1 million subscribers, and they didn't nothing in that description.
Made your brain think at all. No brain movement. No neurons flashing. Yeah, just
even if I agree with them politically, I don't want to hear it anymore. You're just clickbaiting.
Melting.
Yeah,
that's exactly
just click.
Yeah,
exactly. Sorry, go ahead.
So, and I'm sure, that's why they call it low quality content, because it's just AI.
It's just absolute garbage. It's just absolute garbage. I know you're on my side.
Stimulates the brain's reward system. So you need habitation so that our brain is like, hey, let's do that some more. According to the study, it reinforces habitual use. It's probably why we eat food and drink water, because hey, I really like that. Let's do that again. Which can lead to social isolation, lower life satisfaction, and even self-esteem and body image. Thank you, Josh, for saying this is high quality. I appreciate that. I tried my best as the producer of this show. I try to make. I mean, I know we have like a little game going on the bottom here, but that's just like, we got to compete with the short form, low quality content somehow. So here's a little game on the bottom. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to turn to OnlyFans or anything, so we got to do something, right?
No, I think that would be illegal.
It was sarcasm. I'm sorry, I spun the wrong thing. Sorry.
Anyways, so if you continue using things habitually, this can lead to social isolation, lower life satisfaction, and even self-esteem and body image. Yeah, let's go watch 50 million videos on makeup influencers and not hate yourself when you look in the mirror. As if that wasn't bad enough, increased use of the platform is also sleep. Yeah, because you're staying up until 4 a.m. watching them. Increased anxiety and loneliness. Boy, I really wish I talked to somebody today, but instead I spent 6 hours watching shorts. At least Twitch, right? At least live streams. You can at least talk to people in chat, or they talk to you, so it's like they're talking to you, even if you don't reply back. You do not get that with shorts, right? They're not talking to you. They never. In short, haha, very funny, David. Excessive exposure to low quality digital content has a noticeable impact on how our brains function. The more you watch shorts on a platform like TikTok, the more your attention span is diminished, impacting your mental health and critical thinking process. Overall, these findings highlight the importance of understanding the broader health implications of SFB use, given its pervasive role in daily life and potential to impact health, behavior, and well-being. Right? By synthesizing current evidence, this study provides a critical foundation to explore understudied health domains, e.g., cognitive health and physical health, and offers insights to guide public discourse and development of research-informed approaches for promoting balanced engagement with SFBs. Problem is, we're currently in a gig economy that runs off of to keep watching on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok as long as possible. If they spend 8 hours on our platform, we win. Look at all the advertisements we can sell. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, everyone's so dumb now. And nobody can make art anymore, so now we have to rely on AI to make the art. Because humans are too stupid to make the art themselves. That's what our future is, everyone. Stop watching shorts. I'm deleting YouTube off my phone right now. Just kidding. I can't do that because I do actually watch 2-hour video essays to fall asleep to. And that does give me cognitive, it does spice up my neurons. So, suspect you're suffering from cognitive atrophy? Maybe give the dopamine feedback loop a rest and pick up a book. Oh no, reading! At least that's what we're trying. You can also listen to an audiobook that still uses cognitive, because you have to listen to the words they're saying and understand what they're speaking, right? So, yeah, go read a book, I guess. That's my advice to you.
Mm-hmm.
That would, if we could all control ourselves, have some self-control, right? Watch shorts for 4 hours, read a book for 8 or something. You know, make up with it. Double the time. If you watch shorts for 2 hours a day, try doubling and reading a book for 4 hours. Read some articles, right? Read some news articles. Investigative journalists. Find out what's going on. I think even reading social media is probably better for your brain, right? Like reading your Twitter or Threads or whatever the hell you use feed. It's probably better for your brain than scrolling. Yep. Even if it does get you angry and, you know, you end up getting rage baited or something. But there's my story, my culture news about why we're in the age of stupid. It's all explained now.
Why
Rogers
did the prefrontal
trademarked age of stupid?
Age of stupid. We are definitely in the age of stupid. Full-blown stupid. It's like not even symptomatic of stupid. It's definitely stupid. Our pun. Did you know that the prefrontal cortex, which is the part that controls our sense of humor, went to college? Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
Yeah, he studied at the hippocampus. Hippocampus. Which is your scratch pad memory. So scratch that joke.
Wow.
Okay, anyway. Deep brain chemistry jokes. That we do here. You have to use your noggin. Noggins required. We should just put that. Noggins required for this show. Noggins. You must have a noggin.
I mean, I've been saying it a lot myself, right there. I know I kind of lectured, I think it was Josh. I lectured Josh the other day because I do yoga and he, oh no, we're doing karaoke. I do karaoke on my live stream. Somebody submitted a song and I was right about to start singing Man of the Box by Alice in Chains. Then Josh interrupted that with his own routine. He was playing his own song again and I was like, come on Josh, get your brain here. I was about to sing a song. You can't interrupt it with your song. That's rude. So that's an example, a recent example I can think of, right? Use your brains, guys. Yes. Common sense. Yeah. Don't let it go.
Yeah. we would love to be like every other chick. We would love to get your outrage clicks every day and just say absolutely nothing like these other clowns. And I agree with a lot of them, but what are you talking about? You know how many times Trump administrations has completely collapsed in the last 8 years? Probably 750,000 times, according to the internet. It still hasn't collapsed, but according to them, it has. Every day for the last 10 years. Yeah. I'm like, I guess stop it already. Stop with the clickbait. It's not content. It pisses me off that they get, you know, they get commercials, they get endorsements, they get national media
buy
attention.
Our new bullshit thing, and you can get some sweatshirts or something. I'm an idiot.
Right, and it's just
sweatshirt.
And they ain't no more knowledgeable than me.
We should make sweatshirts and hoodies or whatever that say, I'm not an idiot because I watch before coffee or something like that.
Right. We're not AI. All of our
fighting the age of stupid, one coffee at a time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fighting the
I'll totally forget this. I said that, but now I've said it out loud. Josh also says, this is the same Josh I was making fun of.
I get it.
Young kids nowadays don't even know how to social. Yeah, why would I talk to people when I can talk to you? Talk to me.
And
AI talks to me.
I can interact with bots all day. And bots are fun because you never have to deal with them in person.
And they never stop. They'll always reply to you. They'll never leave you on red.
My favorite thing, and I think you know this already, is arguing with AI about shit it should know and correcting it and then apologizing to me for not knowing shit that your average idiot knows.
But I feel like arguing with AI and correcting them is probably more cognitive than that because you're actually having to use your own brain and say, wait a minute, I know for a fact that pennies are not made out of copper. You're telling me they're made out of copper. That's not true.
Yeah, there's 1%. Yeah, there's 1% copper in that color.
They use
That's
zinc,
about it.
They use zinc as to glue it to the
zinc is
it's a chemical process where you glue the copper.
There is copper, but there's copper, but it's negligible. I can tell you exactly because I do coin. That's what I'm saying. Collector, so I think
I'd rather have you arguing with a ChatGPT for 10 hours than watching shorts.
See these pennies right here?
That's the reason why when I The only time I watch shorts and I watch or I scroll through social media is when I wake up and I go to bed. Which I really shouldn't do the go to bed part, because what happens when you watch shorts and go to bed, your brain doesn't go to sleep and then you stay up and But
right.
If you can't, like, I would say that's what you should do. If you can't let it go right this second, try only doing it when you wake up, right? Or only during the lunch break, and then don't touch it again the rest of the day. Get some self-control. I believe in you.
Smoke enough weed. Put everything away. Don't cook anything. Put everything away. Smoke a whole bunch of weed. That'll put you to sleep. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. And you'll just drift off to
and
sleep.
Then you'll just
wake
dream.
up in a couple
you
hours.
have the weirdest weed dreams ever, and then...
That's an individual basis there. I don't dream at all anymore.
what
was I going to do? I'll just show you I was going to give a class on pennies. As you know, United States stopped making pennies now. Canada stopped a bunch of years ago. It even got too expensive to make pennies, even though they don't have much copper. And I was going to show you, this is all jar full of 1982 pennies. That's the year. In the middle of the year, they stopped making them out of mostly
put that back
copper.
on the screen again?
This jar of pennies?
Yeah, it's close.
See that? That's just my collection. This is just part of my.
All
of these are
copper.
They're from 1 year. I got hair. These are all from 1 year, 1982. They stopped halfway.
I like how
through
you're
the year,
opening the jar, but you're not. You don't need to open the jar. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice. That's a nice.
I don't have to do anything with these except weigh them on a scale, because the copper ones weigh different than the ones that aren't copper. That's the only way to tell in 1982s. These, on the other hand, are pre-1982, or worth more. They're worth more than 3 cents each in copper. So that's why they stopped making them.
That's pretty cool.
Probably more than that now. Yeah. So everybody's hoarding copper. Everybody's hoarding pennies, even non-copper ones. And banks are running out of.
I don't know if this is true, but I did see on social media that supposedly the last penny has been. So
they stopped.
Ever.
Trump stopped it.
Yeah.
One of the first things Trump did is he stopped minting pennies, because the mint. I don't disagree with it, but unfortunately, the consumer's going to get nailed, because everything that was 99 cents isn't going down to 95; it's going up to $1, right?
Yeah. That is sadly what's going to. I think the euro got rid of
one
pennies
penny at a time
in 2000, so we haven't had pennies either.
Pence.
My green screen is actually
kept Canada also.
I have a counterbalance.
Canada.
I have a counterbalance for my green screen. It's kind of on an uneven wooden. I wouldn't say 2x4. Let's just call it 2x4. And it's uneven, so it pulls to one side. So I got a giant bag of pennies, put it on the other side as a counterbalance, because those pennies aren't doing anything. Those pennies are Gelder pennies from back before the euro. They were just in a jar.
Since I'm a coin collector, I
wonder if they're made out of copper. I should check, right? They're made out of copper.
No. Nah, lots of countries stopped using copper a long time ago.
Yeah, but I don't know how old they
United States.
There could be really old ones in there, because they're from
the United States. Probably
Robert's dad was born in World War II, so
true.
There could be some old ones.
I think the United States is the leader in copper production, and we stopped using copper. So that was 1982. That was 40 years ago. All right, so let's
finish
do
our story
history.
about pennies, and let's roll our segue for this day in history. Also, hello, Desi. Thank you for checking in with your daily elixir. We've got
579. Wow.
I'm going to tell you a joke about history.
Joke about history and whatever. November 26th in the year 579, Pelagius II succeeded Benedict I as Pope. He was poping around, jumping way ahead in history, all the way to 1883. Sojourner Truth, the African-American evangelist and reformer who applied her religious fervor to the abolitionists and women's rights movements, died on this day. 1883 doesn't say what year, how old she was. Probably, no way to tell. 1894, Nicholas II, the last Tsar of Russia, married Alexandra. And they started having inbreds because they were related. 1909, Eugene Ionesco, the Romanian-born French dramatist whose one-act anti-play, La Cantatrice Chaw, it's his birthday. Anyway, it was his play in 1949 that translates into the bald soprano. So I guess they're talking about the, what was the name of the head of the soprano gang? He was bald, right? James Gandolfini. They're talking about him. He was bald. No, it's not that. It was the singer. The singer soprano, not the family. Inspired by revolution in dramatic techniques and helped inaugurate the theater of the absurd. Oh, I love the theater of the absurd. The more absurd, the better. 1917, the National Hockey League was founded. It featured 4 Canadian teams. The first American club, the Boston Bruins, added in 1924. The Canada still has not won a Stanley Cup since 1993, which is kind of pathetic. I'm just saying. You've won an NBA championship, a couple of World Series, but no. Actually, Toronto's in the World Series this year. They almost won it. They went 7 games. Poor Canada. Invent the sport, perfect the sport, and you can't get one of your professional teams to win the championship. 1924, the defeat of the White Russians, not the drink with Kahlua and vodka and milk, but the actual White Russians and the Chinese. The Mongolian People's Republic was formed on this day. Wow, how fortuitous. I say this is serendipity. I was doing a story about Mongolia, right?
Yeah.
101 years ago, 100 years ago on this day, Mongolian Republic was proclaimed. That's interesting.
Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe that's why they did it today, because of the anniversary.
No, I found this story about a week ago, so it has nothing to do with anything.
It's still, I guess it's not today. Maybe they wanted to move it around the
It's serendipity. It's serendipity. It's a bunch of it's serendipity, coincidence that these things happen. It's no explanation other than that. Because this story about Mongolia moving its capital is just along with a bunch of other people moving their capital, and it needs to be done. 1939, singer Tina Turner was born in Brownsville, Tennessee. She married Ike, and Ike again was one of your founders of rock and roll in Stax Records in Memphis, Tennessee. So she's a Tennessee girl. So rock and roll was invented basically in Tennessee. So it's happy birthday to Tina Turner, born in 1939. She would be 86 today. She left us too soon, I would say, since there's so many more rock stars around that have lived at that age. 1941, U.S. Secretary of State Cordell Hull sent a harsh notice to Japan calling for a full withdrawal from China and into China. Bad day to be China. First, Mongolia is declaring independence. Then everybody in the United States is saying, Japan, get your ass out of China. And where are we? Almost 2 weeks before Pearl Harbor, right? 2 weeks before Pearl Harbor, U.S. Secretary of State said, Japan, we're going to threaten you. And Japan was already planning Pearl Harbor. 1948, the first Polaroid Model 95 camera is sold in a Boston department store named the Polaroid Land camera after Polaroid inventor, founder Edwin H. Land. The camera instantly delivered a finished sepia-toned print 60 seconds after exposure. Yes, it developed in the sunlight. If you just had to shake it, you had to go like this, right? For some reason, people did. I don't know if you had to do it, but they did it anyway. I have no idea. So self-developing film. Yeah. The word taking a Polaroid was born out of the term or whatever, because it was on a picture. Back in those days, before camera phones, the only way you could look at a picture you just took, Polaroids. 1982, Nakasone Yasuhiro, leader of the Liberal Democratic Party, was elected Prime Minister of Japan, replacing Suzuki Denko. 2008, 10 gunmen associated with Lashkar-e-Taiba, a Pakistan-based Islamist group, launched a series of coordinated attacks in Mumbai. The attacks ended 3 days later with 166 people killed and about 300 injured. Terrorists just being assholes. 2011, the Mars rover Curiosity was launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. 2020, following a mass trial, hundreds of people were sentenced to prison for life by a court in Turkey for their roles in a failed coup against Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in 2016. So, once again, old Erdogan is a dictator, not a president. Let's not call him a president. He's a fascist dictator. No doubt about that. Our 1942, our premiere of the movie Casablanca. This looks like the start of a beautiful friendship. Louis. Of course, it was starring Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and Paul Heinried. It became one of Hollywood's most revered film. It's about Rick, played by Humphrey Bogart, who owns a club in Casablanca. And Casablanca is one of these places that's like a no man's land. But it's currently under Nazi control, even though the provisional police is a Frenchman. He's working both sides of the street. It's a very interesting movie, one of the classics. So it premiered this day in 1942 in the middle of the war. Featured biography, Charles Schulz, American creator of Charlie Brown and Snoopy, among others, Lucy, Pigpen. November 26, 1922, he's born in Minneapolis. He'll be 103 today. He only got it to 2000. February 12th, age of 77. Santa Rosa, he died. He used to live in San Diego. I wonder why he moved to Santa Rosa to die. Anyway, in 1857, Ferdinand de Saussure.
Thank you for following. Oh, Jimmy. Just got a new follower on Twitch. Thank you for that.
Then we get a woohoo. We get a woohoo, don't we?
That's our reward for you. You get a woohoo. Okay. Let me play it.
Oh, there's more than that. You get to be included in all the great breaking news stories of the world. 1857, Ferdinand de Saussure. Don't know how to pronounce that, but he's a Swiss linguist. If he was around today, he could probably tell me how to pronounce his name. But he's not. He was born in 1857. Norbert Wiener, the American mathematician, 1894. And if you're a mathematician and your name is Wiener, don't become a grade school teacher, right? Go straight to university, because everybody in grade school is going to make fun of your name. 1911, Samuel Herman Reshevsky, American chess player, was born. Reshevsky, happy, pawning, crowning, what do they call it? Castling, happy castling. And that's when you get your rook all the way down. No, you get a pawn, that's right. You get your, one of your pawns all the way to the end, and you get a new queen. That's my favorite thing in chess. I don't even want to win. I just want to be able to turn one of my pawns into a queen. 1894, that isn't castling. What's that called? Castling is another thing. It's switching a king with a pawn. That's castling. Anyway, I used to play chess a lot. I haven't played in years. 1894, Norbert Wiener. Yep, that was his name. Okay, anyway, Charles Schultz birthday, Tina Turner birthdays. Those are your birthdays. National days. It's not a lot of things. It's National Cake Day, National Jukebox Day, and National Taiwan On Day. And it's not about drinking. It's about putting on that apron, because a bunch of people are coming over tomorrow to eat all your food. So you got to cook it first, because you don't want to start cooking in the morning. You want to have a bunch of stuff done, especially pies, right? Those pies got to be done today. Your turkey's got to be taken out at a freezer. Pies have been taken out 3 days ago, but you definitely got to take it out today. Throw it in a big bowl of water. But there's your spins, your no haikus. You got alliteration headline, don't you? You got your other stuff for your puns, everything you're supposed to do.
No, we didn't get any alliterations or poetry today.
Oh yeah, we got songs this time. That's right, you got songs. Okay, so it's everything for November 26th. Let me slow down. November 26th, 2025. I'm before cake. Cake.
We love cake.
Yeah. And Taiwan on.
I'm going to be making a cake this Friday for my 3-year anniversary of streaming, so that's going to be fun.
Wow.
So see you there if you want to watch me bike to see the sunrise and have some cake. Well, make my own cake. I'm going to make my own cake and then eat it. And then I won't have it anymore, because you can't have it.
Right.
Too. So.
That's right.
What's a Moroccan ghost's favorite city?
Moroccan ghost favorite city? Ghost city?
Casablanca!
I thought Homer, it wasn't that funny. Sorry. Homer just
there you go.
on his medication. Cut those Prozac in half.
needs Paris when you've got Casablanca, right?
Right,
Casablanca
right.
is a very classic film. Everyone should watch it because I was forced to watch it for my film degree, so everyone has to watch it now.
Yep. Here's looking at you, and I don't think he says kid.
He's looking at you, kid.
I don't think he says kid. I'm not sure.
I think this is the start of a beautiful relationship, or whatever.
Beautiful friendship. Yes. Round up the usual suspects. That even got a movie title, right?
And it's also a favorite line, yeah.
Of all the juke joints in all the world, blah blah blah, she had to walk into mine. There's that one too, right? Played again.
Rick
Sam,
is sitting in his bar in Casablanca, enjoying the sublime beauty of geometry. He raises his glass and says, "Here's looking at you, you slid." Because it's a geometry joke.
He does say kid. The one where they misquote is he does not say play it again, Sam. He says play it, Sam. That's what he says. Anyway. Yeah. And Sam is the guy who plays the piano at his bar. So he owns the bar and he employs Sam. So Ham has to say what he does. Do what he says.
Should I? I don't want to. Sorry, I was about to spoil the plot of the film.
The plot of the film is Ingrid Bergman is married to a guy trying to escape Nazi Germany, and
played by actual people who escaped Nazi Germany.
Ingrid Bergman,
actually,
played by Ingrid Bergman, right? Yeah. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman hooked up in Paris years before, and she just happens to show up at his bar in Casablanca, escaping the Nazis who control the island.
And the line he says is, "In all the bars in all the world, why did she have to walk into this one?" Something like that.
No, he said juke joints was part of it. Don't forget.
All the juke joints, joints in all the world. And
all the bars and dives and juke joints. You know, he had like 3 examples of shitty places you could walk into. Yeah.
It has a lot of famous lines, is the point.
And the whole plot of the movie is the Nazis are controlling who escapes Casablanca, and you cannot fly out of the airport without a passport. And they have these passports they hand out to certain people, and the underworld controls a few.
And a reminder that Morocco at the time is under Nazi France, so it's not under Moroccan rule. It's still under French colonialization. Right.
And Ingrid Bergman's husband is trying to escape Nazi occupied France. And since Morocco is part of the French territories of that day, you could just fly there without a passport, but you couldn't leave, right, without a passport. Okay, so there's your little synopsis of that movie that probably everybody's already seen, but I don't know.
Well, the spoiler I was going to get is that the documents needed to smuggle him out of the country for his piano the whole time. His whole joint gets taken over, right? They like throw everything on the ground looking for these documents because they know he's the smuggler. He's the people smuggler. But they don't find him because they don't search the piano. Sam was guarding them.
We can give one more spoil. Yep, and we actually see a Nazi get murdered, so that's kind of cool. Anyway,
we always love a good... I also wanted to share a Peanuts joke because Schultz is one of the artists behind Peanuts. Okay.
He wrote it. He was a creator and everything.
It's from a list of jokes we didn't get until we were adults. So.
Oh, okay. Which one? The Snoopy ones? Snoopy had some adult humor. Go ahead.
And they're not very funny, but they're like, oh, I understand what that means because I'm not a child anymore.
Okay. Are we gonna hear one?
Eat your lunch, sir. I'm in a bad mood, Marcy. I don't know how much longer I can stand sharing a desk with Chuck. I hate myself for feeling this way. Pop, look at that. My mood ring just exploded. So, Chuck and Chuck is no longer married to Marcy.
Chuck and Marcy got married? What?
No, I think that's the joke, right? The ring popping off. It's just like... The other one is, I think Charlie Brown and... Who's this other character? I think the character who plays the piano. Bob Dylan will be 30 years this month. That's the most depressing thing I've ever heard. So that's just a joke about.
Wow, that was back in the
1971, May 12th, 1971. So that one was.
Wow, I remember turning 30.
Now you
I thought it
feel
was the end of
old
the world.
because.
Well, yeah. I remember 1971.
You just
That's why Bob Dylan
camp, right?
That's what happened. Bob Dylan wrote "Knocking on Heaven's Door" right before he turned 30. Yeah, right before he turned 30.
And he felt the same way, I guess. I guess I'm dead now because I'm 30. Wait a minute, I'm 31. I am deceased. Okay. Hello, Ghost Kitty. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Let's cover the International Day and then get the show.
Yeah, let's get on with it. Hey,
World Sustainable Transport Day. That's right. We've talked about this for a couple of days. We've got the sailboat that's moving all that cargo without using any energy. And this is also your buses running on green gas, electric vehicles, all bikes don't use any energy except their own carbohydrates. So globally, the average annual carbon footprint per individual due to transport is 5.9 tons. Living car-free reduces your annual carbon footprint up to 3.6 tons. So you can cut that number in half by simply taking the bus. Even if that bus is not an electric bus, it's still better to have 30 people on one bus than 30 people in 30 cars. Switching from a regular vehicle to electric can also reduce your carbon footprint by average of 2 tons per year. So there's your fun fact about reducing your carbon footprint.
Hopefully there's no more.
No, that's it. That's all. We're done. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands. Now officially, I have my ID card, so I'm officially allowed to be here until 2030. You can check up on me on that. Roger. Yes, Roger. I can find your name. Roger from the East of the U.S. Who is collecting his Social Security early. And now that we understand the Social Security rates. We will see you tomorrow for Thursday's 13, which will be a list of arguments you can win against your relatives at Thanksgiving, right? That's, a big reveal there for you. So make sure you're here tomorrow for that. Subscribe, follow, turn those notifications on, support us on Patreon. Any more ads? I have no idea. I also just realized you sent me a video and then I never...
Oh, you totally blew me off. Alrighty.
This is what happens when I wake up at 10 a.m. I'm like, where am I? Who am I? And why am I here?
I will sing my own karaoke channel of Tina Turner hits.
We'll just end it when you want it to end. I believe is what you said.
Some people like us. No, started at 58, ended around 5.
No.
That's exactly, because there's no point in doing any farther than that.
Okay. Let me load this in. Are you going to sing us a song?
Some people like it when we do songs slow and easy. Anyway, that's the start of left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost a minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning. You're supposed to say turning. You're the iCats. Turning.
Oh, I'm trying to do something.
Okay, I'll do it myself. Big wheels keep on turning. Turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. Burning. Rolling. 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 Rolling on the river. Goes Ike. Have we done that?
No, because... Why is this being like this? Okay, here we go. Pretty sure I uploaded, paste it here, save it.
We like to do things nice and rough. That's what she said.
The document.
Nice and
Thank
easy.
you. Yes, I would like to reload it. Thank you. Got the
and
URL.
Then the horns come out, the dancers come out. Cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, pumped a lot of pain down to New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride I can't get the words right. Till I hitched a ride on the riverboat Queen. Big wheel, keep on turning, turning. Mary, keep on burning.
All right, we're ready for the news dump here. Oh, the mic drop. The mic drop. Let's end the show. The longest show we've ever recorded, I swear. This is why I should wake up.
You're gonna do the iCats. Next time you're doing the iCats.
So we will see you then. And here is our Tina Turner mic drop moments.
You look great. Thank you very much for being here. We met before a long time ago, didn't we? Where did we meet?
You were hosting
This I like
Carson.
because
Right.
it features a product that David
yeah.
Letterman featured on
Yeah.
a previous show called the Tuna Turner, right?
Ah.
This is just classic television right here. I hope David Letterman doesn't block, but we're only going to play a couple minutes of it. It's a
not
whole
him,
15-minute
it's just the robots.
segment.
Nobody here is blocking on purpose.
Bear
It's
with me
just
here
a
a second.
Yeah.
Some people on the staff thought
Right.
it'd be nice to give you this gift. I guess we ordered this.
Gifts for Christmas, I
Of course,
guess.
Tina
or
Turner
something.
famously
It's called
moved to
Tuna
Switzerland and
Turner.
died there.
the Tuna
So
Turner.
I relate to that very much.
And we thought it would be amusing. And let's see just what this deal is. The ideal kitchen
It should have been the
accessory for
Tina
making
Tuner.
tuna salad.
This is so good, man.
Wondering why your tuna
I'm
salad
getting
is
the
so
queen of
good.
rock and roll on my show.
Now
We're going to
it's
make
no
her
more
chop some
problem.
tuna.
Quick and easy, no
David
food,
Letterman
no
just
mess.
broke all the rules, man. He didn't
It's
give a
safe
shit.
and easy for children.
He probably, he was
Dishwasher
probably the
safe,
first
top
person,
shelf
the first night
patented design.
show
You wanna
host
open
to
that?
actually
Oh, she's a price
make
tag.
celebrities do
What?
wacky things. Because before it was
Yes,
really
Tina will love
just,
this expensive gift.
oh
Here, let me-
look, this person's here to promote their album.
Yeah.
They're a celebrity. Okay,
Tina comes
goodbye.
It was a joke.
Give
No,
us your
that's-
ad.
Tina comes out in a leather mini skirt, right? And we're gonna make her make tuna, right? Just for the weirdos
Oh, good,
out
he has
there.
a
that
can
can-
opener. I was gonna say, like, I hope he has a
Take this
can.
stuff off of there. Let me
Right.
open up
Let's see if he
the,
uses the can
you eat a lot
opener
of tuna
correctly.
salad, Tina?
He's using it correctly.
Just with lettuce. I really
You can
did.
tell he didn't rehearse any of this, right? She's totally out of.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it wouldn't
No
work
idea.
if you didn't surprise her. Right? If you just said, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, we're going to give you a
Are you supposed to drain
tuna.
this stuff off or not? This is- yeah?
Dolphin free.
Don't wear
tuna.
anything nice. You're going to smell
This
like
is
tuna at the
fancy
end of the
Albuquerque.
show?
Now you've
No, that's
busted
not
it.
I
fun.
know.
Here,
Yeah, they have hand soap.
it's jammed.
Oh,
Wait, wait, wait,
there's
you
a seems to be a complication
Jammed,
with the
Jimmy. There's
device.
nothing I could do. It
Here.
was jammed.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
She's totally patient with this nonsense, right? Yeah, I don't care.
All right, now.
It
It's,
That would be horrible, right? Or
I will
Fingers
solve
start
this
squirting.
issue for
Fire and
you.
have you injured.
it's like a baby.
we can play the Julia Child thing for Saturday Night Live if you want to watch that. It's pretty
I'll
gross.
take.
I
let me-
think there's probably already a working device.
Yeah,
I'll
he just
get
put
two.
it together. Somebody
It
in the
was a
staff should have
joke.
assembled.
He made a joke on purpose.
She's just.
To
No, she's hungry.
frustrate her.
Now, see,
Look,
you're not supposed
we
to
know,
do that.
you know she likes tuna for sure. She couldn't
Oh,
wait.
she just put
I don't know,
tuna
we have
straight
an
in her
extra one.
mouth.
Oh, I
Look
guess
at
this is
that.
the lovely
Guess
serving
she was
pack.
hungry.
Right in the can.
Yeah.
Of course, that thing hasn't been washed. It's just straight off factory. That's what killed her is the microplastics. That's what eventually did her in.
But yeah, late into the day,
86.
we're gonna find that out. A lot of people just died of microplastics.
That is so good,
That's
man.
a
That
big
actually
point.
worked
Not
pretty
only are
nice.
the shorts making our brains.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's some
She turns
real
it into
good
a dance.
Tina Turner. Turner.
All right, let's take a look.
Nice.
Ladies
Wow,
and
I want to
gentlemen,
get one of those. I wonder if they still
What's
sell
her
them.
what's her most famous song?
Private Dancer or What's Love Got to Do with It? Or
Oh, that's the one for me.
like
Yeah.
that
What's love got
recipe
to do
for
with it?
tuna.
A Proud Mary. Proud Mary.
What's
was,
tuna
big-
got to do with it?
Dyke.
Got to do with it.
Michael
Turn
Clark,
your
and he'll be
tuna.
happy
There you go.
to
There's her
anyway,
ad.
Well, I'm glad that you took that in. That's a fun little gimmick to
That's
have
nice.
around.
It's wonderful. I can travel with it too.
Yeah. Now, where exactly are you from?
Born.
That's
I
what
think we're
meant,
past the
born.
tuner part, so if you want to fade it.
Brownsville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said 5 minutes.
Well,
It is right at 5
Nutbush,
minutes.
where's
No.
Nutbush?
Oh, for me it's not.
Nutbush
It's
is
still
want
at
to-
5.
Look-
There now it is.
community in Brownsville,
Yeah.
and
It's a
that's
section of Brownsville.
yes.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons. And follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.